Sir, I'm Aashna Choudhary.
Asha.
Aashna.
Ashna.
Yes, sir.
That's a very good name. Is it Urdu name?
Yes, sir. It is an Urdu origin word,
Who
which
gave
means,
you this name?
sir, my mother.
And what's your mother's name?
Sir, her name is Indu. Indu Singh.
Okay, interesting. Ashna means what?
Sir, Aashna means beloved or companion.
Beloved
Yes, sir.
and
Companion.
companion.
Yes, sir.
And you are August born.
Yes, sir.
With your kind of name, you should have been born in September, I think. Was it a premature birth?
No, sir.
No?
No,
Or
sir.
you wouldn't know that?
Sir, it was not a premature birth.
Okay. And when did you clear your graduation?
Sir, 2019.
19.
Yes, sir.
And you already written any attempts before this?
Yes, sir. This is my third attempt, sir. And this was my first mains and first interview.
Congrats.
Thank you, sir.
When is the interview?
Sir, it is after 10th March.
10th March.
Yes, sir.
So you will see through everybody first.
Yes, sir.
There are a lot of places would be left, so you can choose which one to occupy. What's your first choice?
Sir, IAS.
IAS.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are English honors graduate.
Yes, sir.
Today, a lot of people, organizations and governments, everybody's talking of English, bring English, more focus on English. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, it is because English has come up as a language that is widely understood throughout the world. It is the third most spoken language in the world.
Most spoken.
Third most spoken language in the world.
Third?
Yes, sir.
Or it is the
After
most spoken.
some Mandarin followed by Spanish and then English.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, it is the third most spoken language in the world. And talking about it, it opens up various avenues in the nation as well as outside the nation. So, so students who are gearing up to grab universal opportunities, gearing up to grab global opportunities, are looking forward towards English.
What is its status within the country in India?
So, within the country,
It's known as what? As an additional subject? What is the linked language in India?
sir, I would say it is Hindi as well as English both enjoy the status of linked language in India, as well as the official languages in India. Hindi because we have various mother tongues.
I'm asking, be clear, be sure. If you're not sure, say you are not sure.
Okay, sir.
What is the recognized linked language?
Sir, I'm not sure.
Not sure. Good. What best career options an English graduate has today,
Sir, to be the
other than civil services?
so to be a professor, to move
Professor
forward,
straight away.
to
A
move
graduate
forward.
or professor?
No, sir. Sir, but look
Teaching.
forward, teaching.
You mean
and
teaching?
yes, sir. Avenues related to academics, avenues related to writing. In terms of journalism as well, we have a certain head start. In terms of report writings, and these are some of the avenues, blogging as well.
A recent report says
Yes.
that industry is hiring large number of English graduates, even in slots which were meant for the hardcore engineers.
Yes, sir. There has been a certain rise in the demand for humanities courses in general and English in particular
In industry.
in industry.
Why?
Sir,
What rule? I mean, industry is a all different ball game.
yes, sir.
I mean, it is meant for hardcore engineers and professionals and
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Sir-
What's their role there?
Sir, I would attribute it to the growing importance of emotional intelligence in contrast with intelligence questioned. Daniel Goleman came up with the concept of emotional intelligence,
That
wherein
is
he
one.
said, yes, sir.
Two.
Sir, two, I would say the language competency that English graduates have.
Good. Third.
Sir, third would be the diverse ranges, the diverse spheres that we have traversed by way of reading as a habit.
But you are missing an important one. Very important one. The communication skills.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Because today, every industry needs, people who can communicate to the market, to the clients, to the stakeholders, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And throw is your optional.
Yes, sir.
That's what your DAF says. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have a funny question to ask you because I'm not clear. I do not know the answer to it. After we human being came into the shape and with the faculties that we have today, people like you and me and all of us, has the human evolution stopped?
No, sir, I wouldn't say that the human evolution has stopped. In fact, human evolution is an ongoing process.
Mhm.
There are two types of evolution, macroevolution as well as microevolution. While macroevolution is only visible after long stretches of time, microevolution is visible in within few years as well. For instance, the elongation in the time with respect to the eruption of wisdom teeth would be one example, can be cited as one example that the evolution is ongoing.
This is hardly an example.
Sir,
Give
I
me some very convincing. As I said, I'm not convinced. I don't have an answer to it. But
yes.
I tend to believe that yes, human evolution has stopped. It's going, in fact, has deteriorated.
Okay.
So give me a convincing answer that it hasn't stopped.
So my convincing answer, again, I would like to bring in the example of the wisdom teeth. In the generation, I would like to elaborate my point through an example. In the generation preceding ours, we have found that the time
Look around.
that the
Address
age.
other members also.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, I have found, sir, I would like to bring in the example of wisdom teeth, wherein we have found that in one generation or two generations before my generation, the eruption of wisdom teeth would be around the age of 17 to 20 years. Whereas now the time has increased. These are erupting in around, there has been a scientific study to back my point. It is erupting around
Sorry,
between 22 to
I'll
24
leave you
years.
there on this issue. My last question is coming to you,
Yes, sir.
and give it a. I will come out with something more substantial, right? It may be a silly question, but it might, be asked. My last question to you is that what is the kind of vision, what kind of action plan that you wish to carry into your civil services career?
Sir, I would like
Give
to.
me, let's say three bullet points, but very priority. I mean, what you think are prior.
Sir, my priority would be in the field of education, health, and skill development. Education, because I have already been associated with an NGO which was involved with the educational activities and have seen the learning poverty with my eyes at the practical level.
What is that NGO?
Sir, NGO Vidya.
Vidya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second, third.
So second, in terms of health, because we are still recovering from the pandemic, and
Have you been to health? Have you been to a PHC, Public Health Center?
yes, sir, I have been to one once, but that was long back, and I'm not yet in a
Have you
position.
been to a government rural primary school?
Sir, I haven't been to a. I have been to a government school, not as a student, but in order to teach the students. But I haven't. That was in a very elite area, not to a rural setup.
Okay. Skill development, of course, we know. So we'll talk to you a little later. We will start.
So, Ashna, you have mentioned some of your hobbies. How has yoga shaped your personality?
So, yoga has shaped my personality in terms of both mental as well as physical terms. In terms of mental alertness as well as the concentration levels have improved with the meditation component of the yoga. I would say, in terms of physical, I would say, as a child, I was very much into yoga and I was very much
And
into.
what about reading?
So reading has shaped my personality in varied ways. I would say one, my choice of subject in the at the graduate level has been shaped by reading. My interest in the civil services has erupted due to the habit of reading newspapers, and
You read newspaper regularly?
yes, sir.
What's happening in Brazil?
So the elections, the recent elections, and the change in the president, and
Okay.
the subsequent ruckus that is happening in Brazil.
What are the learnings for India?
So the learnings for India, as has also happened during, foremost is to keep democracy at the first spot, which has also been mentioned in the Prime Minister's address yesterday. So yes, sir, that I would call one of the learnings for India.
Recently, India circulated a note in UNSC saying that we should not differentiate or classify good and the bad terrorists. What does that mean?
I'm not very sure, but if I have to say something, I would say what I understand from this is India's stance towards creating one universal definition of terrorism, which India has been vouching for in the UNSC for long.
Okay. And what is that definition?
Sir, anyone involved in the terror activities, by terror activities, I mean with respect to the public, anyone expecting to commit an act in order to terrorize the public in general should be considered a terrorist, and there should not be further classification and should be dealt in with the laws that there are.
Okay. Thank you. Sir.
Well, Aashna, I'll ask you questions on your subject matter. George Bernard Shaw, you heard of it in your graduation? George Bernard Shaw. Can you tell me something about George Bernard Shaw? G.B. Shaw.
Sir, I haven't studied GB Shaw
But,
as part
but
of
you
my-
had English literature as
Yes, sir.
your subject.
Yes.
So you are not.
So we had an option to choose between Russian literature and between theoretical
Okay.
literary theories. So I chose literary theory as my.
Okay. Did you go through some poets
Yes.
like P.B. Shelley?
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about P.B. Shelley.
So P.B. Shelley was a poet of the romantic period,
Okay.
generally covering the mid 18th century and the early 19th century.
Mm.
Sir P.B. Shelley was the husband of Mary Shelley, another prominent writer during the Romantic era, who is also known for having written Frankenstein, the very famous novel during the times.
What was the full name of P.B. Shelley? P.B.
Sir Percy Bysshe Shelley.
Okay, good. Now, Rabindranath Tagore,
Yes.
was he first Indian to be awarded Nobel Prize?
Sir, he was the first Indian to be awarded.
Which year?
Sir, I'm not sure.
1919. Okay, no problem. You heard of E.M. Foster, English writer?
Yes, sir. I have read his work, A Passage to India.
Okay. Tell me something more about him.
Sir, it has been quite a time. I cannot recall. I'm really sorry, sir.
At least on your subject, I suppose you should be fully aware,
Yes, sir.
because those are normal questions can be asked on those lines. Anyway, thank you. Please.
Okay, give me some names. English started in India after 1857 or so, more or less same time. And when Dr. Raja Ram Mohan Rai said that studying or reading English is not a taboo for Indians. I hope you are aware of this. So now after that or during that time, can you name some of the Indian English writers? Start from his time.
All right. Sir, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay.
He never wrote in English.
Sir, I cannot recall any writer from that time. Rabindranath Tagore would be one. Rabindranath Tagore, sir, would be one. Jawaharlal Nehru, sir, would be
Gitanjali, which version got Nobel? Bangla version or English version?
Sir, Bangla version.
You are wrong. Okay, then Rabindranath Tagore and?
Sir, Rabindranath Tagore, Jawaharlal Nehru,
Okay.
Mahatma Gandhi.
I am literary figure. Don't say me name of politicians. There were many. Yeah, continue.
Yes, sir, there were many, but sir, I'm not able to recall them right.
Start from Ram Mohan Rai's time, Michael Madhusudan Dutt, Toru Dutt, Manohar Malgaonkar. Have you heard about him? Raja Rao,
Yes, sir.
Amitabh Ghosh.
Sir, Amitabh Ghosh is a contemporary writer.
But anyway, you could have named fast. Fine. You have studied anthropology.
Yes, sir.
What are the tribals living in UP?
Sir,
You are from UP.
yes.
Yeah.
Sir, some of the tribals living in UP involve Buksa tribe,
Names. Just give me names.
Buksa, Raji, Tharu, Jaunsari tribe, Bhotias.
Jaunsaris are not in UP now.
Sir,
That have been separated long ago. Yeah.
yes.
And where you get Tharus?
Sir, in the Terai region.
Which area particularly? Tarai is starting from Nainital to Gorakhpur.
Yes, sir. I'm not
And what
sure.
is peculiar about Tharus?
So the Tharu tribe, sorry, sir.
Okay. Now suppose you have got a skeleton in front of you. What are the informations you will get from the skeleton?
So the age of the skeleton,
That is carbon dating, you will say.
yes.
What else? Without carbon dating, what are the informations we can get from the skeleton?
So through the physical looking at the skeleton.
Yes.
So we can tell the sex of the skeleton.
How?
Sir,
What are the changes you will mark?
Sir, the changes in the pelvis area,
Okay.
if there is a broader pelvis area.
Number 2.
Sir, also the shoulders.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir,
What else?
the width of the shoulders.
What else?
Sir, another would be the elongation points. There are different elongation points in
Like?
sir, like the epiphysis of the male skeleton is generally longer as compared to the female skeleton.
Size of skull, would it matter?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. And how the person, either male or female, died? Can you find it from there?
Sir, in certain respects.
At least you can know that it is natural or unnatural.
Yes.
What are the lessons Pakistan learned from its defeat in Bangladesh? Should have learned but has not learned.
Sir, there were many lessons that Pakistan should have learned from its defeat in Bangladesh. One would be curbing democracy will not lead a nation state in this, especially in this century.
Okay, now because even in Brazil you found that there was restriction on democracy. Here in Pakistan also you mentioned about democracy. Do you feel that Pakistan, as on now, is actually curbing democracy?
Sir, there has always been a tussle between the elected government and the army. So I would say
That is a matter of past. Now there is no confrontation. But as on now, is there any problem with the democracy?
Sir, I can only find this example.
Okay. And what is happening in Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about
another
that.
issue. Sir, there are various Baloch who have been raising their voice and have
Various Baloch or entire
the
Balochistan?
entire Balochistan is raising its voice against being a part of Pakistan, and their voices are curbed. In fact, the internet, another problem that faces Pakistan are the frequent internet restrictions. Internet curbs are another way
वो
to.
खाने को रोटी नहीं है, इंटरनेट तो बात की बात है. आगे बढ़ो.
Sir.
Next.
Sir, their voices, the Baloch voices are
And what
not
is
heard.
happening in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa?
Sir, it is made. I'm not sure, but this is what I read. It is to be made another district of
I think it's
Pakistan.
state.
Yes, sir.
Province.
Yes, sir. Another province of Pakistan.
But there is some issue.
All right, sir. I will
You're
look
not
it up,
aware.
sir.
And what is my last question to you? What is the Belt and Road Initiative?
So Belt and Road Initiative is a name that is given to the China's initiative to reviving the old Silk Route and enhancing the economic clout that China has.
What is the problem of India? Why India has not joined it?
So India has not joined it because India is not sure about the motives of China behind this initiative, and again, India and China have had their differences regarding the ideological differences as well, and the differences at the border as well. So India is a little hesitant that way. There is also a term that has been given to the Belt and Road Initiative, debt trap diplomacy. And India fears the debt trap that China might
Has it
be laying
affected
as well.
Balochistan in some way?
I'm not sure.
You are not sure. Thank you.
Why most of us are right-handed? I mean, since the humans were born.
Yes, sir. So there is a very interesting story. I don't know the answer about why we are right-handed, but I remember I used to be a left-hander, and I was actually my teachers tried to turn me into a right-hander,
वो
and they
तो है इंडिया
also
में तो
that's a
मारते हैं ना.
yes, sir. Sir,
But that
so
story
sure.
doesn't answer me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we meet you in a couple of minutes. Please wait outside.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, sit down.
Thank you, sir.
I'm trying to screen an impression that I made about you. This is your first mains and first interview. After one attempt, after two attempts?
Two attempts.
After two attempts. And as normally, interview people love to ask, what is your plan B?
Sir, I am doing my master's currently in international relations. Only a few months are left. Yes, sir. So I would like to pursue academics further.
Academic. I thought you would say, and if UPSC asks you, you would say that I would like to be nominated into IFS. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So that you don't have to write another attempt. Is there a process of nomination into this IFS?
I'm not sure, sir.
Like in Rajya Sabha and Delhi MCD and
Government can appoint an ambassador. An ambassador?
and ambassador. Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Yes, you straight away as ambassador to maybe Afghanistan or
Give a better country, sir.
Better keep her here than instead of sending her to Afghanistan.
where how do you evaluate yourself after today's performance? Because how many mock interviews you've taken?
So this is my third.
Third.
Yes, sir.
And you intend to take a dozen roughly?
So 3, 4 more.
When is your interview?
Sir, it will be after 10th March.
After 10th March. So all the time to you.
Yes.
So, I mean, after those two mock interviews and this one today, you find your performance better or
Sir, I feel like I'm more confident. I have grown confidence, but in terms of content, I still need to work on it.
very important? Very well said. See, बात ये है कि confidence, so like first time you go anywhere, confidence is few notches down, downer than down, है ना? And second time you go to the same place, so much of it is looks familiar. So and third time, so of course, I mean you walk in, head high, and so you don't intend doing that in UPSC. You don't want to walk there 3 times. Yeah, we don't wish you that you do that. I mean, you have to work hard on your content, right?
Yes.
On the depth. So real confidence doesn't come from going to mock interviews. So our sincere advice would be, don't waste too much of time on mock interviews. It is like, there are certain people who do BA, then MA English, then MA Hindi, then MA Punjabi. They keep collecting degrees. सुना है ना ऐसे double MA, triple MA. So, mock interviews really don't take you far. 1 or 2 is testing soil, like you do your test series and, so it is like that. तो आपको मतलब इसमें, I mean, firstly, don't waste too much of time on this. The time that you save in travel to the place and, waiting time and then listening to, 3, 4 people giving you different advices and getting more confused, उससे अच्छा है invest it into solid homework. देखिए, if you are appearing in March, so you have clear 2 months ahead of you, है ना? So your pledge to yourself today should be, and right now, peel off from here and rush to your study table wherever you are. That dedicated, how many hours per day you can devote? you would like to devote?
I can easily devote 10 to 12 hours a day.
Make it 12 to 14. Because 10 hours that you are left with after devoting 14 hours, 10 hours are more than enough to get your rest and all necessaries. Right? 10 hours are more than enough. So please divide these 14 hours into blocks. 2 hours block, and 15 minutes rest, and 3 hours, and then another 10-minute rest, maybe at times half an hour rest. And how do you do your homework? First thing is that you've been provided a data bank of questions by the Study IQ. Yeah?
Yes.
You received it?
Yeah, no, sir, I will receive it.
You will receive it now.
Yeah.
And that is customized to your TAF,
Yes.
your personality. So there cannot be a better homework than that. Answer all those questions and do it at least 2 times in next 1 week, and then third time little later. So that is one. Second is that read every day's newspaper in detail, their analysis on the net or whatever, and maybe a news bulletin, so that if something is left out, you can know through the TV. So that homework is not difficult to do. It's very doable. You have everything handy. You don't have to run around and rush for material and things like, isn't it? Eye contact with all members. It's important. Question is asked, then focus on one member. But while answering, then try and sort of look around, address all of them. Otherwise, they'll be deprived of your charming presence. And it's very important. You have to make members feel important. Somebody can sleep also. Literally, one of us can fall asleep because that member is being ignored, and everybody would give you marks. And this is part of a good personality, good communicator. That you know better. So that is one. Second, which is very important, very, very important, personally I feel, the board feels so, that since you have time, plenty of time, go and visit some schools, some primary health centers, not nearby, but slightly away from home, more into rural areas. Walk into a village, take somebody along, some family member or somebody who's a friendly guy. Don't take a security guard or something.
Yes.
Somebody who can, who doesn't, not a forbidding presence kind of. Take somebody who's friendly. गांव का ही कोई आदमी लेके जाके उन लोगों से बात करो. प्राइमरी हेल्थ सेंटर में उनके स्टाफ से बात करो, उनकी क्या डिफ़िकल्टीज़ है, उनको क्या दवाओं की कमी है, या उनके साथ लोग ठीक बिहेव नहीं करते हैं, या वो लोगों को अपनी सर्विसेज क्यों ठीक नहीं दे पा रहे हैं, उनकी अपनी फैमिली प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, उनको इधर करें. एंड कीप मेकिंग नोट्स देयर और कीप रिकॉर्डिंग और वट एवर. सिमिलरली what do they want? ऐसे ही स्कूल्स में टीचर से, बच्चों से पूछिए, टीचर्स मिसिंग हैं या क्या है. these are the real ground feel exercises. And देखिए, आपसे एक सवाल ये more likely would be asked in the UPSCs, that why do you want to go for the civil services, है ना. तो अगर वो पूछते हैं तो ये कोई नॉर्मल जवाब नहीं देना है ना. आपके जवाब में दो चीज़ें होनी चाहिए. एक तो authenticity, that you know things on the ground, you have felt it. Whether you went last week, nobody bothers, or you have been doing and working with an NGO, nobody bothers, nobody asks you when did you go. So this kind of visit brings a very subtle authenticity, number one. Number two, it gives you so much of inner confidence. When you say something, you are saying with conviction, right?
I think only one point I'll say, that what he said, that too many interviews, mock interviews, will harm you than doing any good. It will bring down your self-confidence. Believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, come up whatever you have so far assimilated, try and go back and recollect and work on that. What advice has been given? We are not going to face the interview. You are going to face the interview. Everywhere you will go, you will find something different or the other. Your own confidence will be broken. So maintain it. You are a confident girl. Do work on the content and whatever has been advice given to you. That will be best for you. Okay? Wish you all the best.
रोज दिन का एवरी डे 1 मार्क लेने का होमवर्क कर लो बस, ठीक है। अब मतलब 150-60 प्लस तो आपके ग्रांटेड, 160 प्लस तो ग्रांटेड है ऑलरेडी, और 160 में लोग रेवेन्यू सर्विसेज कहाँ चले जाते हैं, है ना। तो आप रोज दिन का फ्रॉम टुमारो, मे बी फ्रॉम टुडे इटसेल्फ, कि हर दिन मैंने 1 मार्क्स अर्न करने का